Imagine a machine capable of uncovering the secrets of the past, revealing forgotten events and figures. That is what Father Ernetti's chronovisor promised, a device so controversial that it challenged both science and religion. Was it a reality or an elaborate hoax? In 1972, the controversy surrounding Ernetti's chronovisor reached a fever pitch. Vincenzo Mattone, a tenacious journalist, demanded irrefutable proof of the device that promised to reveal secrets of the past. The result of this demand did not clear the enigma. Instead, it deepened the mystery. Ernetti, the priest and scientist behind the chronovisor, faced public and media pressure. However, his response left much to be desired. Despite allegations of fraud, Ernetti did not present concrete evidence. Instead, he provided a photo of an ancient sculpture, but never confirmed whether this image was a product of the chronovisor. The lack of tangible evidence, such as photos of the device itself or demonstrative recordings, only fueled speculations. Mattone, shrewd and determined, made it appear that the image was a direct recording from the device, even though Ernetti never made such a claim. The enigma deepened further when Ernetti avoided addressing the fraud allegations clearly. His reluctance to provide a solid defense or to refute the suspicions created a void that fueled rumors and doubt. This lack of transparency not only tarnished his reputation, but also left his legacy shrouded in shadows. The chronovisor and its creator became entangled in a web of mystery and mistrust. The truth behind the photograph and the device remains hidden, while the echo of the controversy continues to resonate. Amid the whirlwind of accusations and doubts, the figure of Ernetti became even more enigmatic. When questioned about his surprising silence in the face of fraud allegations, Ernetti offered an intriguing explanation. He claimed that he was under a strict prohibition imposed by his ecclesiastical superiors. According to him, this prohibition not only prevented him from defending himself against the accusations, but also from confirming the existence of the chronovisor. This imposed silence was presented by Ernetti as a deliberate strategy to discourage curiosity and keep the chronovisor under a veil of mystery. The idea that ecclesiastical authorities were attempting to protect the secret of the device added an additional layer of intrigue to the story. What could be so crucial as to justify such meticulous cover-up? That web of secrets and prohibitions surrounded the chronovisor, creating an atmosphere in which the truth seemed unattainable. While Ernetti maintained his silence, speculations about the device proliferated. Every unspoken word and every evasion fed the suspense. The pressure to reveal the truth seemed to be replaced by a sepulchral silence, which only intensified the enigma. The chronovisor became a symbol of mystery and secrecy, with Ernetti caught at a crossroads between truth and cover-up. The lack of communication and the supposed prohibition only served to deepen the mystery, leaving the device enveloped in a halo of uncertainty. As the controversy continued, the chronovisor and its creator remained wrapped in a dense veil of mystery and doubt. In February 1979, Rome witnessed an event that promised to unveil one of the greatest secrets of science and religion. At a physics conference, Ernetti spoke openly about the chronovisor, arousing both astonishment and admiration among the attendees. His words seemed to shed light on the enigma of the device, attracting a torrent of attention and praise. This moment of revelation, however, could have triggered a drastic change. The possibility that the Vatican intervened to silence Ernetti is not a far-fetched idea. After that conference, the surprising change in the physicist's attitude was evident. Ernetti stopped mentioning the chronovisor, moving away from a topic that had captured worldwide attention. In subsequent congresses, his presentations focused on completely different matters, distancing himself from the enigma that had dazzled so many. Ernetti's abrupt silence after the conference raised unsettling questions. Was his silence the result of external pressure? Or did he simply choose to abandon the topic that had captured his attention for years? Ernetti's transition from a pioneer in physics to a speaker on different topics seemed too sudden to be mere coincidence. Speculation about the reason for his silence further fueled the legend of the chronovisor, turning the device into a symbol of the hidden and forbidden. The contrast between Ernetti's initial openness and his subsequent withdrawal added another layer of mystery to the story, leaving the chronovisor wrapped in shadows and unanswered questions. Before sinking into silence, Ernetti made a surprising revelation: the handwritten transcription of the tragedy Thyestes, a work attributed to the Roman poet Quintus Ennius. According to Ernetti, this transcription was the result of the first tests with the chronovisor, a device that, according to him, allowed viewing historical events from the past. The publication of this manuscript generated a frenzy of interest and speculation, but left much to be desired. The transcription of Thyestes was published incomplete, with only 121 lines of a work that was believed to be much more extensive. The fragmentary nature of the document raised disturbing questions about its authenticity. Why were only parts of the tragedy published? Did the chronovisor capture only a specific section of the work? The enigma deepens when considering that Ennius's tragedy is known for its length and dramatic richness. The partial publication left scholars and enthusiasts of the chronovisor with more questions than answers. The lack of a complete manuscript contributed to the atmosphere of mystery and controversy surrounding the chronovisor and its supposed power to unearth the past. The gap between the original work and the transcription offered by Ernetti fueled doubts about the veracity of the chronovisor and its ability to recover historical documents accurately. The fragmentation of the text added another layer to the mystery of the device, leaving the audience wondering if what was shown was merely a shadow of what the chronovisor could truly offer. In the year 2000, Dr. Catherine Owen Eldred faced the challenge of translating and analyzing the transcription of Thyestes that Ernetti had presented. Her assessment revealed a disturbing picture. She discovered notable inconsistencies and words that were not known in classical Latin until centuries after Ennius's period. Although she praised some passages for their literary quality, Dr. Eldred could not help but point out that the transcription was riddled with anomalies that called into question its authenticity. The irregularities in the text sparked skepticism in the academic community. Eldred showed how certain expressions and terms were not only anachronistic, but seemed to have been introduced long after the Roman era. These discrepancies generated a debate about the veracity of the chronovisor and the credibility of the transcription that Ernetti had presented as proof of his device. Father François Brun, a well-known critic and defender of academic tradition, was quick to enter the scene. His analysis dismissed Eldred's work, arguing that the criticisms of Ernetti's transcription were unfounded. Brun questioned Eldred's methodology and, in an attempt to protect Ernetti's legacy, tried to shift the focus to the alleged flaws in the translation, suggesting that the inconsistencies could be human errors rather than proof of fraud. The exchange of criticisms and defenses over the transcription fueled the mystery surrounding the chronovisor. The controversy continued, leaving the question unresolved and further fueling speculation about the authenticity of the device and the true extent of its ability to decipher the past. Throughout his life, Ernetti was supported by several influential colleagues who claimed to believe in the existence of the chronovisor. However, none of them had the opportunity to see the device in action, and their testimonies were based solely on Ernetti's words. This support, while significant, did not provide concrete proof of the mysterious apparatus's functionality. Ernetti's death in 1994 marked the end of an era of uncertainty, but the mystery did not end with his death. Shortly after his passing, a supposed close relative of the priest presented an anonymous document claiming to be a deathbed confession by Ernetti. This document hinted that Father Ernetti had revealed the truth about the chronovisor and his own involvement in the controversy. The appearance of this manuscript sparked a wave of speculation and controversy. The details contained in the document were as intriguing as they were vague, leaving room for multiple interpretations. Researchers and skeptics wondered whether the text was an authentic confession or merely an elaborate forgery intended to fuel the myth of the chronovisor. The fact that the document was anonymous heightened the skepticism. Without a verifiable author and no additional evidence to corroborate its content, the alleged testimony of Ernetti remained shrouded in uncertainty. The enigma of the chronovisor continued unresolved, and the lack of tangible evidence left the matter in a limbo of speculation, where reality and fiction intertwine, keeping the mystery alive to this day. The anonymous document that emerged after Ernetti's death contained surprising and bewildering claims. It alleged that Father Ernetti had forged the transcription of Thyestes. According to this text, the work was not the product of the chronovisor's technology, but a creation of the priest himself, crafted from fragments of ancient texts that he had manipulated to construct an apparently ancient piece. This manuscript also offered an even more astonishing claim. It stated that Ernetti had lived the tragedy of Thyestes in a past life. The implication was that his knowledge of the work did not come from an advanced machine, but from a mystical or spiritual experience he supposedly had in a previous existence. This revelation added an esoteric layer to the mystery, suggesting that Ernetti's connection to the work was transcendental in nature. Furthermore, the document detailed that the chronovisor was actually a rudimentary and largely inoperative device. According to these revelations, the apparatus never worked as described, and that Ernetti barely managed to get it running. This statement contrasted sharply with the expectations generated by the chronovisor's figure, painting a much less spectacular and more mundane picture than initially believed. The combination of these statements, the forgery of the transcription, Ernetti's past life, and the failure of the chronovisor, left a trail of bewilderment and skepticism. The revelation raised more questions than answers, increasing the confusion about the reality of the chronovisor and the authenticity of Ernetti's claims, while the enigma remained without a definitive solution. In the enigmatic document that emerged after Ernetti's death, a surprising connection with Nostradamus, the famous Renaissance prophet, was revealed. According to Ernetti's claims, he had collaborated with Nostradamus in a previous life, a detail that seemed to add a mystical dimension to the already complicated puzzle of the chronovisor. Ernetti described an open sphere made of a light alloy, an artifact that, according to him, had been part of his collaboration with the prophet. This sphere, with features that defied the ordinary understanding of the technology of its time, was supposedly related to the chronovisor's operation. The mentioned light alloy suggested an advanced and almost magical design, hinting that the device had roots not only in modern technology, but also in ancient and esoteric principles. The claim that the chronovisor was linked to alchemy, a practice that sought the transformation of the ordinary into the extraordinary, added another layer of mystery to the story. Alchemy, known for its quest for the philosopher's stone and the transmutation of metals, seemed to intertwine with the chronovisor, suggesting that the device might have been conceived not only as a machine for temporal observation, but as an artifact with deeper and hidden purposes. This connection with Nostradamus and alchemy fueled speculations about the chronovisor, creating a bridge between the hidden past and the technological present. The mysterious link between the prophet and the device raised questions about the true sources of knowledge and power, and whether the chronovisor was, in fact, an amalgamation of ancient wisdom and modern technology, wrapped in a veil of mystery that still persists. The relationship between the chronovisor and alchemy is one of the most enigmatic facets of the device. Alchemy, with its unique fusion of science and mysticism, has historically been seen as a quest to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, from the transmutation of metals to the pursuit of immortality. This tradition, encompassing both esoteric philosophy and practical experimentation, provides a fascinating context for studying the chronovisor. The chronovisor, according to the accounts, was not limited to observing the past. Its ambition might have been much broader, attempting to transcend the physical and temporal limitations of the human body. Within this framework, alchemy offers a perspective that goes beyond mere observation. The idea that the chronovisor might have attempted to elevate the human body to a multidimensional form resonates with ancient alchemical aspirations to reach a higher state of existence. In alchemical practice, transformation referred not only to materials, but also to the soul and spirit. Applying this logic to the chronovisor, we could imagine a device designed not only to observe time, but to enable a transformative experience that transcends ordinary reality. The ability to travel through time, rather than being a mere passive observation, could have implied active immersion in different dimensions of being, similar to the more esoteric goals of alchemy. This link between the chronovisor and alchemy raises questions about the device's true nature. Was it really just an observation machine, or was it an attempt to fulfill the ancient dreams of transformation and transcendence? The connection with alchemy not only adds an air of mystery, but also invites deeper reflection on the hidden possibilities of the chronovisor and its true purposes. The mention of the Akashic records in relation to the chronovisor opens up a vast field of speculation and wonder. According to some esoteric and mystical traditions, the Akashic records are a cosmic library that contains the absolute knowledge of the universe, a compendium of all wisdom, experiences, and events that have occurred and will occur. This idea of a universal memory raises intriguing questions about how the chronovisor could have interacted with such records. Imagine for a moment that the chronovisor was not just functioning as a machine to observe the past, but also had the ability to access this vast network of universal knowledge. This would suggest that the device did not operate solely on the physical plane, but could have transcended to a metaphysical level. Instead of merely capturing images of the past, the chronovisor might have been a tool to tune into a dimension where all knowledge and experience are intertwined, accessible in a form of expanded consciousness. This integration of the Akashic records would imply that the chronovisor was not just advanced technology, but also a kind of interface with the very fabric of reality and consciousness. The idea that a device could connect with such a vast cosmic archive suggests a sophistication beyond known technological limitations, pointing toward a deeper and more transcendental understanding of existence. The link between the chronovisor and the Akashic records not only elevates the mystery surrounding the device, but also challenges our perceptions of the nature of knowledge and technology. If the chronovisor truly operated at this metaphysical level, we would be facing a revelation that could change our understanding of time, reality, and universal knowledge. The idea that Father Anetti might have spent several lifetimes attempting to build the chronovisor is not only fascinating, but also challenges the traditional beliefs of the Catholic faith. Reincarnation, a notion traditionally rejected by the Catholic Church, becomes a central theme when considering that Anetti might have been trying to overcome the limits of time and human existence. This suggests a broader understanding of existence, where the continuity of consciousness and purpose transcends a single lifetime. In this context, reincarnation is not just an esoteric speculation, but a possibility that redefines the boundaries of spiritual and scientific understanding. However, The letter that supposedly contains Ernetti's deathbed confession further complicates the situation. In this document, allegations of fraud are mixed with claims of genuine discovery. The letter reveals a series of contradictions that make it difficult to understand the true nature of the chronovisor and Ernetti's role. The accusations of fraud seem to contradict the claims of a revolutionary scientific breakthrough, leaving the authenticity of the evidence and the intentions behind the device in question. This enigma opens up a debate about consciousness and personal identity, questioning whether our perceptions of reality can be as fragmented and complex as the chronovisor itself. On the other hand, the Vatican has been accused of hiding information about the chronovisor. Ernetti claimed that the Catholic Church forbade the disclosure of details about the device, describing it as a crucial state secret. Father François Brun supported these accusations, suggesting that the Vatican used subversive techniques to silence Ernetti and cover up evidence of the chronovisor. This cover-up raises questions about the relationship between the Church and science, as well as the ethics of manipulating history and knowledge. Finally, the possibility that the chronovisor allows the observation of the past opens profound theological questions. If the chronovisor can reveal historical events, how do these capabilities align with God's omniscience and the notion of predestination? The relationship between the chronovisor and the Catholic Church generates controversies about the role of science in reinterpreting history and the ethics behind its control. To explore more about these fascinating topics and the deep implications of the chronovisor's story, subscribe to our channel and stay updated on the latest revelations.